I say the same thing anytime an agent reaches out to me for YouTube advice. So a few things. One is if you're going to go all in on YouTube, you got to go all in. You can't do this for like 3 months and get no results and quit. Dustin, I see it so many times over the years because obviously the algorithm is on my YouTube. So when I go on my YouTube channel, just scrolling through, I'll see a new channel and I'll keep track of them. I'm like, wow, they're actually making really good videos, and then they'll stop. Building that momentum, they stop. So you have to keep going no matter what. I went 60 weeks in a row before I missed my first week, and that was the week I got married. So you got to be consistent and over time. You're not going to get all these results in 3 or 4 months. Secondly is, cannot compare your first video to my 186th video. It's not a fair comparison. You just have to compare yourself to your last video. You just want to get 1% better with each video. Because if you're comparing your first video to mine, you're going to be discouraged and be like, oh, I have no idea how he does that. It's all right. You will learn. Thirdly is, if you're going to start doing video, just do it. Like I said, your first 10 videos are going to be terrible, but the only way you get better at this is by doing more videos.
I love it. I mean, we're kind of seeing that a bit on our team now. We built out a video studio. I spent like a pretty penny. I have like 3 camera angles coming at them. And, we're really more on the paid side. But our agents are like sharing their videos in Google Sheets so everybody can kind of see what the average view time to 100%, what the click-through rate is, what all of these metrics are that we look at when we're running YouTube ads. And they're kind of ripping off and duplicating what other agents on the team have done for their territory and their city. And you're doing the same thing, just like on a much bigger level with people across the country. And it is true. Like you're saying, get 1% better every time. Like just me seeing my agents making better videos than me, I'm like, okay, who was your editor? Who did you use? I want that person. Like so who are the people across the country that, I want all the listeners obviously to check out David. But who else, if somebody wants to check out, like, who are you looking up to?
Great question. So there's 2 YouTube channels that I probably learned 85% of what I know about YouTube from these 2 channels. And both these different channels, they're teaching realtors how to make YouTube videos. So I was basically the target audience. One is Karen Carr. She's a realtor out in Savannah, Georgia. She has her team, like her Living in Savannah, Georgia channel. And then she has her other channel, which is Karen Carr. And that's where she teaches realtors how to do everything YouTube. She started that channel like 5 years ago. She's kind of shifted her focus here recently, but if you go back, look at all her old videos from like 2020, 2021, 2022, ton of great valuable content. And then the second channel I've learned so much from is called the Channel Junkies. They have like 10 different live-in style channels throughout the country, but the Channel Junkies YouTube video, that's just teaching realtors how the best practices to make YouTube videos. So those 2 have been, like I always call Channel Junkies, the guy, Jackson Wilkie, I call him the godfather of YouTube for realtors. And then Karen Carr, I call her the godmother for YouTube for realtors.
And that's Karen with a K?
Yeah, with a K, correct.
When are you going to start doing the same thing? Especially like if you could go hyper local and you're like, hey, I'm going to be your video consultant, and I like local realtors that want to build up a channel in a specific market. Or outside of the market, if you didn't want to end up having your videos compete with them, like maybe that's something that you should explore. My wife is always trying to push me into the coaching consulting thing, and it's just not for me. Like I'm coaching my 44 agents. I'm like, that's where my coaching is. And she's always trying to push me in this direction. And I want to be able to give them value. But for somebody like you're a solo agent, and I think that could be a good additional income stream for you.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. That is definitely on my to-do list. Is to start a second channel, just teaching realtors how to do YouTube. I definitely have a skill set that a lot of realtors want to know. And I share everything, by the way. If any random realtor reaches out to me, I'll jump on a quick Zoom call with them and I'll tell them everything. So I've really thought about starting a second YouTube channel. The main thing that stopped me is basically time. I know I could, obviously utilize my schedule a little bit better. I got a 1-year-old at home. So this past year, with my firstborn, it's kind of thrown my schedule out of whack. But as she gets older, it's getting a little bit easier. But that is definitely a project I want to start, is starting a second YouTube channel.